Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video we're going to discuss a little bit of transfer speculation / news, nothing particularly confirmed, but I'll be honest with you, over the last couple of days since the previous video there hasn't been any update on the takeover of the club, or at least the new ownership and the selling of the shares of Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven. So I've been having a look about for a little bit of sort of transfer speculation and news, and that has been a little bit, and nothing particularly, or there's nothing with real sort of meat on it, or at least there's a little bit on one of them, but it's just fun to speculate anyway. I know a lot of you guys enjoy these videos, and speaking of you guys, you lot have been absolutely smashing it over the last 2 or 3 days, by the way. I keep on hammering it into you guys. I really want to try and get this channel to 15,000 subscribers, you know. The Sarny army are growing by the day. You know, we want to be the most feared jam sandwich lover group in the land. That doesn't sound quite right, does it? But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Jesus, that is so weird. I basically keep asking you guys to hit that subscribe button, because there are a lot of you guys that they watch regularly. I know you do. I can see it on the analytics. Analytics, I said it right. A few of you guys still took the piss in the last one. I said it correctly. There's so many of you guys that are watching and you just aren't subscribed yet. It takes 1 second. Click subscribe. And since the last video, literally 2 days ago, we've gained over 200 subscribers, which is mental. We're on 14.6 now. So if again you are a regular viewer, please hit subscribe. Please, to join the Sarny army, the jam sandwich lovers. So, I'm such a weirdo. I do apologise. Please subscribe. But first and foremost, into the video. We're going to start off with, there's been quite a lot of speculation regarding former Sunderland defender Dion Sanderson. Of course, he was on loan with us in the season in which we picked up the Papa Johns, although unfortunately he was injured for that game. But he recently signed a deal for Wolves. It was a long-term deal. He went out on loan to QPR, I believe. But now there is rumours that both Sheffield United and Sunderland are in for him. Despite him just recently signing a long-term contract with Wolves, it is apparent that Sheffield United are in for him, and also Sunderland as well. And Sunderland are reportedly in the front seat, or at least the sort of driver's seat, in terms of this deal, purely because of his previous with the club. And, you know, he was our Young Player of the Season. He won the Young Player of the Season award. I feel like, personally, he would be fantastic for us because he knows the club inside out. I think he would suit Alex Neil's style of play as well, you know, playing it from the back. And, you know, he's great with his feet. He's quick. He's strong. Before his injury, he was absolutely fantastic, and he was absolutely clearly a step above League One. I'm not too sure exactly how well he did at QPR. I'm not too sure whether he was starting too many games. I think he may have been benched on a few occasions, but for me, I just feel like, you know, he's young as well, Dion Sanderson, still early 20s, and to have someone like Alex Neil at the helm, and I keep on saying this with young players, I feel like Alex Neil is so good with his man management and getting the best out of individuals. He's so good at that. And Dion Sanderson, I just think he fits the bill so unbelievably perfectly. And like I say, this is probably the only transfer in this video that has the most legs, because it has been reported by several different sources, be it the Echo, I think the Daily Mail, there was some you know, other general news outlets as well that have all reported on Dion Sanderson being linked with both Sunderland and Sheffield United. But Dion Sanderson, would you take him back? For me, I would in a heartbeat. Absolutely, but let me know in the comments down below. But now onto more sort of speculation, and also maybe a couple of players that I just kind of want to bring in. So it's a bit of an up and down video like this. It's a bit of a mess, really, because it's just going over a couple of little rumours and hints, and then a couple of players that I'd like to see. So firstly, Broadhead. Nathan Broadhead, of course. It is rumoured that we are in talks with him. I think he only has a year left at Everton, potentially, so we could be able to get him on the cheap. And I've said it all along, you know, a fit Broadhead can absolutely do a job in the Championship. For me, absolutely, he's 100% a Championship player, and he's only young, and he could progress and get even better for me. So if that is the case, then yes, absolutely take him on board. The reason I bring this up again is because only recently, again, there isn't too much meat, there isn't too much legs to this, but he did just randomly post a video, like a compilation of his time at Sunderland. He posted it, and then also I think Gooch commented on it, Lyndon Gooch, as well as other Sunderland players, basically just saying, like, you know, class player, this, that, and the other. And then when I think another Sunderland fan, or another couple of Sunderland accounts on Instagram, commented on this, saying, like, sign the contract, or are you signing for us type thing, he liked a couple of those comments, which, you know, of course, it could just be, you know, he could just be being nice and just liking those, or almost liking those comments as a thanks for appreciating my talent type thing, or my time at the club maybe. But sometimes there is a bit of a hidden meaning behind it. So whether he is expecting, or he is in the current sort of situation of contract talks with us, that remains to be seen. But that's just another little bit of news I thought I'd bring to your attention. All of this is just little updates. Like I say there's so many videos. I know a lot of you guys, you don't have, or you don't use Twitter and things like that, or maybe even Instagram, and then I can just bring you an update. That's what I'm doing. Now on to another couple of little things. Mainly players. A lot of you guys ask me, is there anyone from League One you would like to pick out and bring up to the Championship? Now, I think in a later video, I'll probably do a sort of full transfer rumour video, or at least a sort of players who I want to see at the club type video, possibly. But I thought what would be quite interesting is if I answered that question, who would I sort of like to cherry pick from League One to bring up, who I think can generally do a job in the Championship? Now, there's two players that I've picked. You might say the obvious, they might not be, but the two players that I would love to see us and pick up, firstly, is Panucci Kamara from Plymouth. He has just rejected a long-term deal with Plymouth, so now he is apparently available for transfer. Now, every time we played him, particularly the previous encounter towards the back end of the season, him and Matete, it was a great battle. And if anything, I think Kamara was probably winning that battle just about. Before he went off, I think he picked up a knock or something, so he had to come off, if I remember correctly. But he was absolutely fantastic. He's a brick shit house, rock solid, tough, and that's something we don't really have, that physicality in the middle. He has the legs, his stamina was just non-stop, constantly in our faces. He's strong, he was half decent on the ball. He's someone who can just do the real dirty work, and he's 25 years of age now, and he is built, physically. You've got like some Matete, who is like a little whippet. He will run around, he'll win the ball, but he still has a lot to learn. Kamara, he just seems a little bit more of almost a finished product, if you know what I mean. Matete's a little bit different. He does like to try and drive forward, although I've gotten a bit of an argument with a few people on Twitter about Matete. I'm not saying he's a bad player at all. I think he looked fantastic when he first signed for us, and then I think his form nosedived. He was great at breaking up the play, but then rather than doing the simple or the most obvious pass, he would just persistently run into trouble and lose the ball again, or pass it straight to the opposition player. And he was doing that a lot for the last few games of the season, which is why I probably think that he found himself on the bench quite a bit. But Kamara is a different player. I know Matete likes to try and drive forward, and like I say, I think he has a lot of potential, Matete. But Kamara, I think he can break up the play just as good as Matete, stronger, more physical, and you're going to get that in the Championship. And I think we are very soft in the middle. It's all well and good when you're playing a side that likes to try and play football. If I think, in League One, in terms of a footballing side, we can beat just about anyone. Do you know what I mean? If you keep the ball on the floor and the other team want to do the same, we can out-football anyone in League One. I'm completely confident in that. But there's just certain teams where the second they show a bit of physicality, we crumble because we are weak as piss. So someone like Kamara, for me, in the centre of midfield, I think it's a no-brainer, particularly if he's going to go on a cheap because he rejected a deal at Plymouth. So for me, I would go for Kamara. One more, which is very obvious. Again, this video is a bit of a mess in it, but it's just little things that are on my mind, and it's just something that we could all discuss anyway. Probably the most obvious one is Scott Twine from MK Dons. Now, this probably a little bit unrealistic. Well, is it unrealistic? I don't know. When I say unrealistic, I mean it's going to cost us a lot of money. Purely because I think he rejected a deal from Swindon, went to MK Dons on a free. He's signed a long-term deal with MK Dons, but then in his first season for MK Dons, of course, he played 47 games, scored 20 goals and 13 assists, which is absolutely phenomenal for a 22-year-old lad. He can play as a number 10, play as a forward if he needs to be, or on the left-hand side. Generally, I think he played on the left-hand side, but a creative player like that, a young player again, under Alex Neil, he likes to get the best out of young players. He's done it with a lot of our players. I think he could potentially make the jump. It's shown that he can absolutely boss it in League One. If we could get him on I say a cheap fee, we're not going to, because I think they end up having to pay Swindon 300k in compo, I believe. I don't know whether that was because of his age or what have you. But because of the season he's had, you're probably looking at 2-3 million for Scott Twine. I don't know whether we would pay that. Because, on the topic of finances in the Championship anyway, I saw a table the other day, I don't know whether I screenshotted it, and it was about the finances and the amount spent in the Championship. A lot of people might think, you should spend 5 million on this player, 6 million on that player, 9 million on this player, and they'll get this player for another 3 million, 2 million there and 2 million there, whatever, in the Championship. I think the highest spenders in the Championship last season, I don't think I've screenshotted it anyway, but I think they only spent like 19 million in total. Do you know what I mean? In terms of the highest spending, which isn't that much. So for those expecting to spend like 10 million on this player, 7 million on this player and dish it all out, you don't need to do that. in the Championship. I think three of the lowest spenders in the league all got in the playoffs. It was something like that anyway. It was a mad stat, but it just shows you don't need to spend loads. So yeah, so that is kind of the round up the video. Again, I know I didn't really stick on the topic. Some, you know, of course, there's a bit of meat, there's a bit of legs to the Dion Sanderson story, just a few hints regarding Nathan Broadhead. And there's a couple of players that I would like to see jump up from League One. So yeah, I didn't really stick to a topic in this video or a theme, but that's just me. But anyway, everything we've covered in this video, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who would you like to see from League One? That'd be very interesting to see. Any League One players that you think for another club or from another club, do you think could make the jump up to the Championship and you'd like to see us bring with us in our Championship journey next season? And everything else, Dion Sanderson, would you bring it back? Nathan Broadhead, would you like him to join the club as well? I think that's a given, really. I know he has a bit of an injury record, but still, a fit Nathan Broadhead and on a cheap from Everton, I'd take it every day of the week. But again, let me know in the comments down below. But if you have enjoyed, like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Take care and stay jamming.